This is Edmonton Real Estate Today. I'm your host, Leroy Warden. And today I have with me Scott King and Ed Joseph of Indeed Financial. Scott and Ed, welcome.
Thank you, Leroy.
We are coming off Christmas right now, and a lot of people have spent a little bit of money. What are some of the mistakes that people make, and how do they rectify those after overextending themselves?
Well, Leroy, that's a very good question because this typically happens.
Yes.
People get excited about Christmas and overextend. So what they then do is they will take on a new credit card, or they'll do the credit card shuffle, what we call, and they'll rob Peter to pay Paul.
Yes.
And banks have made it very easy for us to get lines of credit. So what they'll do is it just feels easy, so they'll go and dip into their line of credit and put themselves further into debt, sometimes forgetting that they're going to have to make that payment.
Oh. Yeah, there's this misconception that we can borrow money to get out of debt. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's borrow money to get out of debt. We often say that you can't get out of a hole if we keep digging. Right. So the first thing that we need to do is stop digging. Stop going deeper into debt, no matter what form it is. Unless you have some professional advice that would say, with the overall financial plan, it would make sense to do some restructuring, and here's the reasons why, and you understand why you're doing it, and that we're not just postponing the inevitable.
How would someone now tackle their expenses if they don't have that cash available to them?
So my first question is, what can you cut? What can you sell? Thing in the basement that hasn't been serving you, that dare I say, those golf clubs, gentlemen. But what can we sell and what can we cut? When I say what can we cut, when was the last conversation you had with what we call the retention department, where we phone and we say, you know, I'm renegotiating with the phone company, and maybe you have a better deal. I'm looking, I'm a little overextended. Is there anything we can do? And if you haven't had a conversation with the retention department recently, then maybe there's an opportunity there.
And another strategy that you can use, along with looking what you can cut, is going out and saying, what can I do on the side? What side gig can I do to bring in some more money? We often talk about delivering pizza.
Yes.
And it's anything. Whatever you can find, there's things that you can do at home, over the internet. You can get into some jobs. Now, we don't want to take over all of your time. You just want something that's going to bring in some extra capital to, if you're delivering pizza and you're making $200 a month and you're $600 in debt, 3 months and you're done.
That's it. Yeah. We call it pay now so we can play later, right? Short-term pain for a long-term gain.